there, everybody. Welcome back to another segment of Weather and the Bible. I can't believe how fast this one has gone.
We only have a couple forecasts left.
Yeah, 2 more forecasts, and then you have to find a new job.
To no longer live my dream of being a meteorologist.
Yeah, your meteorologist dreams are over. So today we're talking about something totally opposite of what we're experiencing outside. It is sunny and blue skies right now,
yes.
But that is not the case in your forecast.
No, remember a couple weeks ago, in fact, we had a forecast where the sun stood still and we had plenty of sunshine. I hope you enjoyed it while that lasted, because
for like a long time.
We are going to just see darkness.
I think you forgot to put it up, right?
Nope, this is exactly what it is going to look like. What? There is no clouds.
There's nothing here.
There's no clouds, there's no nothing. We are going to experience like a total blackout. And I'm not talking about a middle of the night total blackout. It's going to feel like the middle of the night. But we're going to be talking about from about lunchtime on, we will just have some darkness.
Because of why?
Oh, I forgot to mention, this will happen on Friday.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is Friday's forecast, not today's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's our forecast, total darkness. It's a pretty easy forecast, really.
I mean, I love total darkness if I can be like curled up in a blanket and, relaxing in my bed, but the middle of the day, it's going to go totally black.
Mm-hmm. Middle of the day, we're talking from noon until 3 p.m., complete darkness.
So what account in the Bible are we talking about if we're talking about total darkness? Because we do see throughout the Bible, there's several examples of total darkness, because total darkness in the Old Testament represented God's judgment, like, boom, there's the answer. I'm talking to you.
Yeah, it was a very visible sign of God's presence being amongst them in the judgment for their sins. But this story is actually in the New Testament.
Oh, we finally get to skip to the New Testament.
Now we're in the New Testament weather, and our total darkness today comes from the account of the crucifixion of Jesus. So on Friday, Good Friday as we know it, from noon until 3, we read that total darkness covered the land. So Matthew chapter 27, verse 45 says, from the 6th hour until the 9th hour, darkness came over all the land. And this is right before then Jesus cries out and then breathes his last breath.
So in the Old Testament, we saw darkness, meaning that it was God's God's judgment, God's wrath was going to rain down on the people. They knew that God was serious, that he meant business. In the New Testament, it kind of also means that, because the darkness represents in this account the sins of the world that Jesus was taking upon himself in order to save us, to redeem us, to forgive us. He took on the power of the devil, death, and our sin.
Yeah, at this point in time in the crucifixion, he literally has every sin of the entire world, of all of humanity, not just the ones who are walking on the earth at that time, on him. And so the darkness here we see is God's final judgment on that sin, so that we could experience complete forgiveness.
It wouldn't mean the same if, we had a bright, sunny, blue sky kind of day and Jesus is like, yeah, I'm going to the cross to die for y'all.
I gotta die, but it's a beautiful day, so it's okay.
It was the whole thing, it played out according to God's will, according to God's plan, but it needed to show everybody that this is the Son of God, that he is truly taking on sin, death, and the power of the devil, and he is going to win. But first he has to die as a human, right? And then defeat all of those things, and then
be raised again.
Sunday morning we get sunny days and blue skies, but before that we need to have complete darkness. So I mean, nothing. It is like you take the darkest dark and it is hanging over everything right now.
This is another one of those instances where the Bible is so very cool in the way that it lays things out, because it's very specific. I mean, it tells us exactly from the 6th hour to the 9th hour. We know that they started timing their day, like 0 hour was at 6 a.m. So we know that this is from noon to 3, which would typically be the sunniest, hottest part of the day.
Right now, actually.
Yeah. And so it's so remarkable to me that the Bible so beautifully lays it out, that it's exact. The other part was that this happened during Passover, so it could not be an eclipse, because the Passover happens during a full moon, and eclipses can't happen during full moons, and all that science-y kind of stuff. So there's people who will try to tell you that it was like a solar eclipse that happened when Jesus died, but that's not even possible.
Nope. It was God coming down, showing the sins of the world on Jesus and what he had to do in order to save us, which just sets the mood for that very like
dark.
You want to question if Jesus loves you? Not so much, because it shows he truly does because of everything he went through. So, all right. Well,
one more forecast for you.
Hopefully, it's a little bit lighter than the.
I mean, it's gonna be
darkness. But...
I mean, there'll be fire, but it's fine.
Oh, well, I mean, it's light. Fire is light. We can see at least. I don't know if it's good, bad, or otherwise, but we'll try. So join us next week for our final episode of Weather and the Bible. We'll see you then.